The elderly mother had been deceased since at least June.
What? Oh my God, did she kill the mom? You okay? Oh, no. Oh, there's no way he blicked her. There's no way he blicked her. I just want to say this. There is always another person out there for you. You don't need to take your life and you don't need to kill anyone. I promise you, it will suck in the very beginning, right? You will be heartbroken. We got to deal with the pain. Then we grow, but that doesn't give you the right, because you are feeling hurt, to hurt someone else and to shoot someone else and to kill someone else and then literally push her down a mountain.
It's been over 15 years since the premiere of the now hit show America's Got Talent, a competition program.
Oh my God, I'm sorry for the YouTube side of things. I'm so sorry for pausing so much. If anyone watches this, but I just love reading messages like this. So I'm definitely going to, you know what I'm saying, read it, because I appreciate everyone that comes in here. I hope one day you become a super famous streamer. You have such a genuine energy to you and you're funny. I don't even care if it sounds like I'm glazing. I'm trying to be for real. Nah, the thing about it is, Joe, you're not glazing. It's okay. It's okay to appreciate people. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely okay to appreciate people. I don't know why people don't appreciate people more often. You should always want to feel appreciated, especially if like you're having fun and generally doing something.
Around finding the top entertainers in the country. But despite the show's huge popularity, I was surprised that I hadn't heard about its upcoming spin-off, which was set to air fairly soon. The show is called AGT Extreme, which focuses solely on daredevil acts, a premise that has subsequently caused a bit of a stir online, as having a competition focused on extreme stunts means that—
Yo, I could never do something like this. I could never do something. You see what he's doing? He has something in his mouth, gargling. He's upside down, probably 25, 30 feet in the air. I don't get jiggy with this, not at all.
People will take things further and further to win.
Yo, that's ridiculous.
Which would lead to their performances getting riskier and riskier over time, pushing the envelope and heightening the danger. With this in mind, many critics have called out the show for how dangerous it could become.
I copied it.
And as it turns out, even before the first episode has made it to air, these critics may have already been proven right. On the 15th of October 2021, TMZ would publish an article outlining an incident that had recently happened on the set of the show. The accident supposedly involved 41-year-old Jonathan Goodwin, a man who had performed on AGT before, where he attempted other life-threatening challenges, all of which had gone off without a hitch, but this time was different. The article wrote, "Jonathan Goodwin, a daredevil stuntman on the new America's Got Talent Extreme."
Were you guys a daredevil growing up? Were you guys fearless? If someone said, "Oh, yo, do something," or like you're scared, like you're a scaredy cat, would you do it?
Suffered brutal injuries after a stunt he attempted went horribly wrong.
I try to appreciate people I try to appreciate people, then people take it weirdly and say I'm glazing, so I keep it to myself often, or I'm careful with my words. But don't listen to them. They're stupid. In high school, I would always smile. Like, I just always had a smile on my face, and people would come up to me and ask me, like, why do you smile so much? Why are you always smiling? Like, people would really tell me that. It's crazy.
And it was so bad, people on set thought he was dead. The article would then go on to explain the stunt.
I was that type of person when I was younger?
Attempted to perform, and how exactly
what happened, and why did you stop being that type of person?
It all went wrong. Goodwin was suspended 70 feet in the air in a straitjacket, hanging by his feet from a wire. 2 cars were suspended on either side of him, swinging back and forth. The stunt was for Goodwin to free himself from the restraints, and then fall on an air mattress and avoid being crushed by the cars as they swung in the air. Then something went horribly wrong, and the cars smashed together, sandwiching Goodwin in between them. The impact caused the cars to explode, erupting in a gigantic fireball. Goodwin fell to the ground and hit his head. The article then mentions that Jonathan's exact condition—
There's no way he fell 70 feet and then got smushed by 2 cars and then hit his head. Bro, that's like on 1,000 Ways to Die type of— that's like, I would laugh in a comedy of something happening like that. That's just a terrible luck.
Weren't known, but that his injuries had been incredibly severe, having to be airlifted to a nearby trauma unit. The scene described sounded absolutely crazy, as the stunt Goodwin had performed sounded unlike anything I've ever seen before. And following the release of this story, curious readers wanted to know more, as they wondered whether the ordeal was filmed and if that footage would ever get released. But according to the article, this had happened on the day of rehearsal, meaning that there was no live studio audience and the cameras potentially weren't even rolling. And even if the show had been filming, it seemed highly unlikely that they would ever choose to release this footage. However, as it turns out, during the whole event, another camera had actually been recording on set that day, which just so happened to capture the entire thing.
Someone had to have known that footage and that was being recorded. So do you guys think it was like secret recording? Because if it just came out or it came out way after some time, that's kind of weird. Like, you would think that they would have all the film footage all together, and whoever is recording it, they would know, you know? And they would tell somebody.
It's unclear who was behind the camera, though many believe that it was likely a staff member who had pulled out their phone to film the act.
Oh, wow.
And somewhat unsurprisingly, just days after the initial report, this very video would emerge, quickly spreading to practically every social media site across the internet.
I'm locked in. Oh my God. Yo, this is crazy. Why are you playing with you have one life to live. Why are you playing with it like this?
Cars are then seen colliding together with extreme force as Goodwin is pinned between them. At that exact moment, the pyrotechnics in both vehicles go off, causing a massive explosion.
And then it exploded?
Jonathan would then collapse 40
he said
feet
again,
to the ground below, falling headfirst.
Bro, I'm not laughing at it. I'm laughing at the comment because that is insane. Why would you subjugate yourself to that type of like terror? You know what I'm saying? Like, his life must have been a living hell for him to attempt to go 70 feet in the air in a straitjacket, upside down, blood rushing to your head. Then you get released from the rope 70 feet in the air. Then you get smushed by two cars. And when the two cars get smushed together, it explodes. And then after it explodes, your body still needs to go another 50 feet. Bro, what was going through that man's mind? Oh my God. This reminds me of the Magic Secrets Reveal guy. But this was no magic trick. It was a magic trick just without the magic. It was a straight trick. He tricked his life off. I ain't gonna lie to you. Damn, that shit crazy.
The video is horrifying, and it's easy to understand why people on set thought Goodwin had perished, as every time I watched the clip, I couldn't imagine how anyone could survive such a devastating incident.
Anything to be famous.
Goodwin would actually regain consciousness that very day. And despite suffering serious injuries like 2 broken legs and burns throughout his body, he doesn't appear to be in critical condition anymore, as he's...
Hey man, all I'm gonna say is God is good. God is good for playing with your stupid ass life like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. God is great.
Even taken to his Instagram page
to
let his fans know that he's going to be okay. And though his road to a full recovery is clearly going to be difficult, it's still amazing to see him alive and in such good spirits.
Hell yeah.
Following the news breaking on this story and the video finding its way around the internet, America's Got Talent has halted production on the show, and it's currently unclear where they will go from here. Though if they do decide to carry on with its production, I personally find it likely that this won't be the last time we see an accident like this.
Of course. People always want to one-up the next person. Oh, you remember that time that the guy was 70 feet in the air and then he dropped and then he got smushed by 2 cars and then it exploded and then he still had another feet to go? Well, I'm going to do 100 feet with 4 SUVs. Instead of just explosive fireworks, we're going to use C4. And then after I drop, I'm going to drop into a pool of alligators and sharks. Fuck out of here. He said shit crazy.
Our next story takes us to an obscure Reddit post made back in September of 2020. The story was told on the Legal Advice subreddit, as the original poster, or OP, was seeking help on a situation transpiring with her neighbor. OP described the situation as follows. I live in a duplex with my husband and my son.
Don't tell me Washington State. That's where I live. All this crazy stuff is happening in Washington State?
who was only a few months old. My father-in-law owns half of the duplex and is renting to us, and the other half is owned by an older woman and her adult daughter. My father-in-law has known the woman for over 15 years and told us before we moved in that the daughter was mentally ill and had strong delusions on occasion that caused trouble with the previous tenants.
Whatever happened to people who put mentals in coke? Yo, Rakai just got banned for doing that on Twitch. Bro, that sucks.
The last tenants apparently had to get a civil anti-harassment order placed against the daughter, but eventually moved out when the behaviors never stopped. Apparently, the neighbor accused them of kidnapping and abusing their children, as well as abusing their dogs. My husband and I brought our son home a few months ago, and we didn't have any issues with the neighbor until about 2 weeks ago. She has begun banging on and throwing things at the walls when our son cries. She screams at us as well, but I usually keep...
Where are the parents at? Where are the parents at to help this young lady? Where's the parents at to help this young lady, you know? Like, she obviously needs help, and if she's just screaming, like, if someone is screaming in my house, I'm gonna go check and see what's going on. I'm not gonna just let them scream, you know? And if they need help, like, I can calm them down or anything like that. I could talk to them. That's crazy.
Can't hear what she's actually saying, you know, over the screaming baby. And the two dogs going absolutely ballistic because of the banging. It's absolute chaos, and it made my postpartum anxiety so much worse.
Oh, wow.
Every time the baby cries, I experience intense panic, waiting for the screaming and the banging to start. We have called the non-emergency police line twice when I can't handle it anymore and I feel close.
Joe said getting high. No, the parents are not getting high. The parents are responsible. Then maybe they were just taking a nap, you know? Facts, having parents is so very important. Yo, parents are the people that shape who you are, you know? And if they're not there, that's even worse, you know?
Close to a meltdown.
Very
the first
important.
time they talked to her,
one may say it's the most important thing on this planet is family.
And she stopped doing it as often, maybe once every 2 days. Tonight she is back and it is worse than ever. The air quality is so bad right now from the fires that I can't let the dogs out for long to stop them from barking. And the barking makes the baby cry harder, which makes the neighbors scream and pound on the walls harder. The officer I spoke with says that we can try to get a civil anti-harassment order placed, but he knew for a fact that her behaviors never stopped after the last tenants had tried that. And he says his unofficial advice would be to live somewhere else.
That would suck. That would suck.
Is that seriously my only option? We can't afford to move, but I can't keep living like this. The post was met with minimal engagement.
Well, I hope you get better, Joe. Hey. I hope you get better. Hey, bro, you want a finger in your mouth? You? Bro, what is that?
Bro,
what is that? Why is there a finger in my mouth?
Seem to have a mixed reaction. Some actually sympathize with their neighbor, as sharing a wall with a screaming baby would obviously not be a fun situation, and especially for someone with a mental illness who seems to react negatively to loud stimuli. While others found the neighbor's response to be fairly worrisome, as it was clear that the behavior had been escalating. But whichever side these commenters took, they all seemed to be in agreement on one thing, that there wasn't much OP could do, other than simply move out. And with that, the post quickly faded into obscurity with no resolution to be found, quickly being lost in the endless content of Reddit. But surprisingly, the story wouldn't end there. In fact...
Yeah, how is this... Okay, I'm trying to figure out how this story is going to be on the darkest corner. Like, what's going on with it?
Nearly 7 months
okay, no, that happened ages ago. Well, I'm glad that you're a lot better, though. I'm glad that you're a lot better now.
An update would be made, thrusting what was once an unknown story into the limelight. OP's post read... Update. Neighbor bangs on shared duplex wall when baby cries. My first post never got much attention, but the outcome was pretty wild.
Okay,
in October of 2020, my husband and I were renting a duplex where my father-in-law owned the half we lived in. We brought our son home from the NICU in August, and towards the end of September, the neighbor, 40-year-old female, started to pound on the shared wall.
She's 40. Yeah, at that point, there's really not much you can do. You know what I'm saying? It's up to her parents, and her parents aren't there, and she's living by herself, and she's a 40-year-old woman doing this. You really don't got much options besides to move.
The pounding escalated over the next 2 months. The neighbor bought a megaphone to yell through the wall and threatened to rip us apart.
Oh my
She
God.
called us child predators, and she'd yell obscenities and threats until 3 or 4 in the morning. The police were called multiple times, but they responded that nothing could be done about it. One officer said, "I'm going to kill you. See, it doesn't mean anything if I don't actually do it."
Oh, hell no. What kind of analogy was that? That analogy was horrible. That was a horrible analogy. You're threatening me, but you didn't take action. So that means I should be like, oh, ha, oh, ha, ha, it's okay. You're just joking. No, that's insane. That's insane. Don't tell me you're going to kill me. What? I'm going to take that very seriously. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to live next to you. What are we talking about? That was a horrible analogy. Bro, I must have heat up.
The elderly mother hadn't been seen in several months, but requests for wellness checks were brushed off. The general advice I got was that as renters, we couldn't...
And I see you. That's where, I believe when the child is born, it's like the room or whatever, you know? the room, that's for babies, you know? Still you. You put a plus? You put a plus? Pepperoni sticks? Okay. Plus a finger. Why do you want to stick a finger in my mouth, bro? What's up with you?
do anything. It was also suggested that this was reasonable behavior, since the baby crying was probably really annoying. Since my first post, we moved in with my grandmother for our safety. The neighbor ended up busting a softball-sized hole through the shared wall to scream at us, and occasionally just stare at us.
Hell
The smell that came
no!
from that hole was indescribably bad. Our security cameras recorded her coming to my son's nursery window at around 2 a.m., almost daily, just staring and holding her cat. It took until the end of January for police to finally be able to enter her property. The elderly mother had been deceased since at least June.
What? Oh my God, did she kill the mom? There's no way he blicked her. There's no way he blicked her.
The daughter had the corpse dressed in her Sunday best, rotting in a dead-bolted bedroom.
You know what's the crazy thing about this? I feel like the cops could have intervened way before this if they would have went to the 40-year-old lady's house. They would have found, you know what I'm saying? They would have found the dead body there. They would have found the dead body there. But then again, is this neglect from the mom? Because what if she didn't put her daughter on meds? She clearly needed medication. There was clearly something wrong. If they put if the 40-year-old lady put a dress on her deceased mom's corpse, she is mentally ill. She needs help. So you don't brush it off and say, oh, well, no, that's just her. She's okay. No. If you love someone, you want to help them. That is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe the pills ran out. It could have been the medication ran out, and you know what I'm saying? They just never got refilled again, which is also unfortunate. So I can't say the first part, you know what I'm saying, without adding that. I don't know the story. Hell is hot. Hell is indeed hot. My sister's sister has a weird neighbor like this. One time the neighbor put a hole in the wall to watch the other neighbor through the closet wall. Yeah, no, the parents need to do something about that.
The news article said that the mother died from natural causes.
I got you.
Daughter was
I'll play it after.
An inpatient psychiatric
Don't worry,
facility.
I'm gonna play it.
The update came entirely out of left field, yet this lady's timeline made perfect sense, as the daughter's behavior likely escalated not just because of the new child, but also because of the loss of her mother. And without her mother to care for her and keep her in check, it allowed her actions to go way off the deep end, as by the end, she had clearly become completely delusional. However, this is Reddit, and with Reddit comes a...
No, that actually makes sense though. That actually makes sense though. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Slew of fake stories designed to go viral, which alone caused many to instantly write this whole situation off as a hoax. But digging deeper, this doesn't actually seem to be the case, as some would find news articles outlining a virtually identical situation. On the evening of January 29th, a welfare check was conducted at the home of 65-year-old Cynthia Newman. The lady had not been seen in months, and it wouldn't take long for police to figure out why. One article wrote, the body of Cynthia Newman, 65, was found in a reclining chair with a pillow under her head and body. She was covered in blankets in an attempt to cover the body from sight. Newman's body was covered with insects and showed significant signs of decay, including exposed bone and places where...
But if the blanket was on top of the body, that means someone was trying to hide said body.
Skin was...
So did the lady do it on purpose? The 40-year-old lady?
Was starting to peel off.
Oh my
It also
God.
appeared that animals living in the house had started to gnaw at the corpse. Also within the home was Cynthia's daughter, 41-year-old Jacqueline Bebout, who had been living with the corpse for over 7 months, never reporting it to authorities as she, quote, didn't want to be alone. According to the articles written on this, Cynthia had died due to natural causes, though her daughter would still wind up being arrested on charges of failing to report human remains, with her sentence landing her in a mental health facility. But here...
Okay. It is a messed up situation, but the fact that she's now in a mental place where she's gonna get her medications to be all right. I don't know how those goes. I'm assuming she's going to be all right from that, because then she's going to get the proper medications and she will have people over watching, like overseeing her, you know what I'm saying? Which she clearly needs. Hide from view of disgust. Yo, of course of disgust. That's insane. Unknown, that's crazy. Bachi said amen. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hearing this story
Guys,
side by
to deal with the
side
bad.
these two threads, well, it all adds up, right down to the month that she claimed it happened, leaving me without a shadow of a doubt that this was in fact real. And as I read OP's post once more, it becomes clear that the strong stench that she was smelling was the smell of a decaying body.
That's
and with
crazy.
this context, what started as just an obscure, forgotten post on Reddit has now shifted into one of its more twisted threads.
When
Okay.
someone dies, it means they're not alive anymore.
I like that one. I feel like that one was very informative. It sucks that it was in my state though. That's whack.
Reddit is home to a lot of disturbing content, and it's here that we find another thread, with this one requiring no context for its darkness to be understood. The post was made to Ask Reddit, where a user asks, Redditors who know how much time they have left, how does your day look like? The post proceeded to go viral almost instantly, as hundreds of people flocked to tell their story.
Yeah, no, that's actually insane. I got you, Joe. That's actually insane that there is a whole bunch of people that feel like they know when they're going to leave this planet, because we all know what that is implying. So if all these people, I feel like those people are like sad though, you know, like yes, very demonic energy, but at the same time, I really feel like it's sad, like they need help. Either they feel alone, or there's like a chemical imbalance in their brain, or something along those lines where they actually need help, you know. It's just sad that they're not getting the help, you know, even if it's having friends to talk to, or having a favorite cousin to talk to, or being able to look up to someone, you know. There's a whole bunch of things that are in factor and in play, but honestly, it's just sad.
Stories, with all of the top
All right, Joe, I
results
just played
coming
it.
from those who actually suffered from some type of terminal illness. One user wrote, ALS, rapidly progressing. Every day I get worse. Couldn't get my shirt on today. Not really enough
Hey, chat, what's ALS? In the comment section, let me know what ALS is.
strength and energy to eat, though I am being yelled at for losing weight. No pain, for which I am thankful, but unable to do most things we take for granted. I have T-Rex arms now, probably won't be able to walk or stand in the next few weeks. I am working hard to get the prescription for death with dignity. This is not how I want to live. I think I'll be lucky to make it to Christmas, more like early November at this rate. I don't want to live like this anymore. Another says,
That's
my days
sad.
are a mixed bag. Some days I don't want to get out of bed, and when I do, I can't seem to find the energy to leave the house. I have too...
So okay, so that seems like depression. Okay, that part seems like depression, right? I've definitely am someone that is very I was very like melancholy. I was very moody. Like my mood would be on one pendulum and then it'll go to the other pendulum when I was younger, right? So I feel like the best way for me to like get over my depression or what I did to get over my depression is I literally just forced myself to start going out. I literally just forced myself to start going out. I would go out to the gym. That's where it kind of first started. I'm not even gonna lie, I barely go to the gym now. But there was a point in time where I definitely went to the gym. I feel like I was like rebuilding myself. Like I didn't know myself. You know what I'm saying? I was like maybe like 19 or 20 going through a breakup. I was super sad and super depressed. But definitely just getting out and putting yourself in very uncomfortable situations so you have nothing else to do but to grow. That's what I did. So yeah, when I feel like that, I'd be going outside. Facts. And sun plays like a huge part in it. Sun, the lack of sun plays a huge part because that's vitamin D. You need vitamin D to like feel good. Pause. You know what I'm saying? The rays splashing against your face from the sun. You get all that shit.
Tumors all over my spine, so when things go really bad for me, my legs will probably be the first to
Oh
go.
my God, tumors all over my spine?
This is my time, and it took me a lot of dying before I could take a deep breath and let go of the stress of living. Sometimes the best thing you can do is crack a beer and watch some TV and not feel guilty about it.
Oh my
It's easy
God.
to feel like you absolutely need to make each day count.
I mean, you do need to, no, fuck all that shit. You do need to make every day count. But the thing is, you have to be intentional. You know, if you go hard 100% of the time, every single day, you are going to get burnt out. So you got to know how to pace yourself. I need to make each day count. Today, I need to rest. I need R&R. I'm going to make this day count by resting and relaxing. Honestly, it's all a mindset. Like deadass, all this shit in life is just a mindset.
But if I'm happy, I'm happy.
Facts.
The examples go on from there, as so many users have come together to share their
Big
experiences.
Facts. I'm not gonna lie, I'm preaching today.
To see
I'm
how
preaching
all
today.
of their answers differ. With some, they preach positivity, and somehow through it all, they have found their inner peace. While others, well, are clearly struggling to come to terms with what will soon happen to them. With most feeling guilty for what they have put their families through, and what their families will soon go through once they're gone. It's all just horribly depressing.
Extremely.
And unfortunately,
I'm getting sad just hearing the stories.
It's far worse than I described. As I've left out one devastating note, with that being that this thread is actually over 5 years old, and those accounts that had shared their stories, both good and bad, have now fallen silent, leaving the accounts responsible for practically all of the top stories in this thread abandoned, with no updates in years. This thread is no longer a group of people sharing what their last days will look like. It's showing what their last days did look like, as it appears that...
Wow, no, that's extremely depressing. That's sad knowing that that person, it could be either or. It's a yin or yang. Either that person got the help that they needed and they're good, or they unalive themselves. Do you think it's true that when you're getting closer to that sad day, you begin to see spirits because you're going to join them soon? I don't know. I think it depends on what you're dealing with, you know? Because some diseases may cause you to see that, right? And then, I don't know. It's very hard to say. It's very hard to say, you know?
The vast majority of them are no longer with us, succumbing to the fate that they knew was around the corner. Leaving this as, in my opinion, one of the most painful threads I've ever scrolled through.
That's very...
New York from our point
That one was sad.
Spend the sunset
That was sad.
on top of the world.
It's rare to see so many people know how their future is going to turn.
There's like 12 more minutes. There's 12 more minutes left.
Turn out, and the fate...
And it's your song? Is it fire? But is it... Will I get strike down on YouTube? Are you using a beat? Because I don't want my stream to end on YouTube. That's why I don't react to music, because I stream on YouTube at the same time as Twitch, and YouTube doesn't play about that. They will literally just cut your stream off. You know. That is sad knowing all that. No, very sad about you. Very sad.
The future turns out to be far more surprising than you can ever imagine, which leads us to a website called airliners.net. where 21 years ago, a group of users
All right, but I'm gonna listen to it. I'll listen to it.
began a discussion
I do gotta finish this reaction because this is going on YouTube, you know?
centered around an impossible situation. But for just a brief moment in time, they pondered it, with the subject line reading, "If a 707 hit the World Trade Center." A user named MD90 starts the discussion by saying, when the two towers that made up the World Trade Center were built, they were designed to withstand the impact of the
I'm gonna look into it and see if I can. I got you, bro.
largest airliner of the day, the Boeing 707 Intercontinental. The Empire State Building survived a B-25 medium bomber crashing into it on a very foggy day. It was during the weekend when most people weren't there, but still, 14 people died. Anyone want to bet that the World Trade Center could survive a 767 impact? This post was met with the response, "Let's not try that, okay? One terror attempt was enough." From there, others chime in, with one adamantly saying, "My bet is no way. Just imagine a fully loaded airliner the size of a 707 slamming into any building. Think about it." And the discussion carried on from there. One person wrote a rather lengthy, well-thought-out response saying, if a 707 or a 757 slammed into the World Trade Center, it might be much more damaging than the case of the B-25 bomber that crashed into the Empire State Building. It is very doubtful any passengers or crew would have survived such a grim scenario. Also, there are probably more people per floor in the World Trade Center compared to the Empire State Building, so casualties in the building will
It's called Can't Tell It All. Who's the artist?
likely be much higher. Another user responds by saying the structure itself would survive, as the buildings are surrounded by other buildings, and thus only a hit could take place high up on the structure, meaning not at or really near ground level. If it could somehow penetrate and hit the base, that would take it out completely, but a hit 500 or 600 feet up most likely wouldn't take out the whole thing.
Yeah, we got Sad Boy Diamonds dancing, gigging like the king of pop in the motherfucking building. What's good, you, my boy? What's good with you? How was your day today? Did you stream today? I just want to say, oh fuck, I forgot how to shout people out. Command SO at Sat. There we go. And he got his name back. He's no more Sad Boy DMND. He's actually the real Sad Boy Diamonds. Oh my God. I'm the biggest fan. Yo, shout out to him. Follow your boy. Sad Boy Diamond is phenomenal. He's the greatest streamer that I know personally. Him and Rhythm and a few others. They're all great. But I'm just saying, Diamond be putting in that work. I don't give a fuck what no one says. That nigga puts in work. I don't care. Yo. He be grinding. I'm glazing, but he be 8, 9, 10, 11, bro. I remember one time, and I thought I was grinding because I did a YouTube. I'm editing my video, this, that, and the other, bro. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I got work at 9, right? I go to sleep at 1:30. I wake up at 6 or 7, and he's still on Twitch. He's still in Discord call, just grinding. Bro, I hope you started posting your VODs on YouTube. Bro, please. Please. You're going to blow up.
Within this thread was even an employee who had been working at the World Trade Center at the time, who chimed in stating, "I am
at the family
working in
today? That's what's
downtown
up, bro.
New York,
Family over everything.
at the World Trade Center, and when someone is in the observation deck of the World Trade Center, you see planes approaching the LaGuardia Airport, not far away from the building. Sometimes you think that the plane is coming to hit the building, and I always think, what if a pilot crashes a plane on us?" The
That's a crazy
conversation
thought.
eventually
Is that not a crazy thought? That's a super crazy thought. I hate airplanes. I hate the way that I take off on an airplane. Bro, that's like my soul goes out of my body because I'm just like, I get scared, bro. So imagine a plane crashing into, literally a plane in Seattle today, a Japanese plane crashed into, I think it was like Delta or something like that. Bro, that's crazy. Good thing they were on land and not in the air because that would have been catastrophic. But and have you guys seen that there was another helicopter that just crashed? I think it was like DC or something. Bro, what the fuck is going on with all these planes lately? Bro, is it these planes are always crashing and the news doesn't really pick it up, or they're just enhanced on it right now? Like it's just under a microscope, so more news stories are like appearing. Bro, there's some in the air, bro. homie became president, and then the world just like got flipped upside down like Will Smith. It was DC plane crash. See, look, bro, it's a more and more. I'm trying to figure out what the freak is going on. But you do know the airline ticket is about to be mad cheap, so it might be a good time to book a flight. The tickets is gonna be mad cheap.
Leads to someone saying, the scenario is really hellish. I think the flight disaster record, Tenerife, 1977, 582 dead, might get reset by a lot. You would easily have 1,500 or more, since you would have 200 in the plane, at least 500 in the building, and a real shitload on the ground. If the building managed to fall, there might be 5,000 or 6,000 dead. Oh well, that's why they put AC lights on the buildings. This was...
Well, this is a dark-ass thread on Reddit, though. Is this not dark? Is this not dark? Why are we imagining about planes flying into... No, I can't turn my mic off. Everything's through OBS. Everything's through OBS, so I can't turn it off, unfortunately. If there is a way, I don't know how to do it because I'm stupid.
The final message written in that thread. A thread based around a impossible situation. A situation that could only live in one's imagination. Or at least at the time it was. Not even 1 year following this thread, 2 Boeing 67 planes would crash into the World Trade Center, forever changing the course of...
Wait. This thread happened first and... I know I did not just hear that.
The final message written in that thread. A thread based around a impossible situation. A situation that could only live in one's imagination. Or at least at the time it was. Not even 1 year following this thread, 2 Boeing 67 planes would crash into the World Trade Center, forever changing the course of world history.
Oh God, Reddit has a thread for anything, I swear. Reddit literally has a thread for any and everything. I don't care what anyone says. Reddit, literally every question that has been answered on this planet, I swear is in a Reddit thread, and you can, whatever you type, this is how I search things up. I type whatever I'm thinking, and then I put Reddit at the end. There is a thread for everything. Bro, someone literally had a thread for 9/11. Is that not crazy to y'all? And this was back in 2001. So you can only imagine what the shit people were posting in the 90s, the late 90s, real early 2000s was like really going on, bro. I swear you could solve mysteries, murder mysteries going through Reddit. That is crazy. Now, personal reaction was, do you know who does these things? I'm telling you, there's such a genuine energy to you. I appreciate you. Honestly, it's because like I'm a people pleaser. I feel bad, you know? I feel bad that I can't actually react to it, you know, because I'm streaming on YouTube. If it was back in the heyday, sure, I got you, but I can't do it right now because YouTube, you know? Damn, for a third time?
That user
He said,
MD90
damn!
referred to when saying, anyone want to bet that the World Trade Center could survive a 767 impact? And as it turns out, it couldn't.
It's crazy.
And that's the history of the camera.
So it happened a year before the planes crashed. Does that mean they predicted it? Or they definitely didn't predict it. There's too much coincidence with that. There's too much coincidence, and the fact that they're talking specifics, they talk the specifics of the dimensions and the aerodynamicness of planes and how much it weighs, the exact planes that actually crash into the buildings. There's no way that's not a Simpsons prediction. That's someone saying, bro, I don't care. Like they leaked the plan, low key. Good thing it wasn't now. You know what I'm saying? That shit would have been caught in 2 days. Scuba Ryan and LSL streamers would have been reacting to it. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
As part of my channel, I have a tendency to focus in on disturbing videos and channels. But recently, I've fallen down the rabbit hole of another form of media, photographs, and specifically final photographs, the last pictures taken in a person's life. And across the web, there are millions of examples of this, with an endless supply waiting in the future. As at some point, everyone will have their final picture taken, including you and I.
That's eerie.
Whether we know it at the time or not.
That's real eerie. That's a real weird. I feel like that's a weird thought to have. Like, yeah, this might be my final picture, guys. Let's make it count. What?
Many of the examples we can find today are...
Oh, by the way, does my mic sound good? Let me know if my mic sounds good. I mixed it a little bit.
Heartbreaking or even inconspicuous. while others, well, are much more disturbing. On April 18th, 2021, a torrential rainstorm began to wreak havoc in
Appreciate you,
Houston,
Bachi.
Texas, along with many surrounding areas. The rain fell in excess of 24 inches within just a single day, flooding
Wow.
the streets and many of the waterways nearby, leading to roads being completely covered with feet of rushing water. And unfortunately, for 21-year-old Darren Mitchell, he would be caught directly in its crossfire.
RP to a real one.
After attempting
I hope I did not just kill him off just now. I hope he's good, alive, and well. I hope. Appreciate you for the hearts, my homie. I wouldn't say my lover.
to make his way home on Highway 105, the floodwaters quickly overtook the road around him to the point that it was impossible for the car to move any longer,
Big
leaving
facts.
Darren stranded in his vehicle at the mercy of the raging water that was rising quickly. And given the conditions of that road in particular, well, he knew rescue would likely be a long ways away. Before Darren knew it, the
Lots of water happened.
water had made it all the way up to the top of his car as it slowly began trickling in through the crevices. Growing increasingly helpless, Darren decided to call up his family just to tell him that he loved them, while also mentioning that he had managed to make it out of his car and that he believed he was going to be safe. Though sadly, this wasn't actually the case, as just minutes later, he would use his phone to snap this picture. He would then post the shot to Facebook with the caption, "And all I wanted to do was go home."
Damn, he put that on the book? He put it on the book? Oh my God. Could you imagine that that's his last post? He has his beautiful daughter / son in the picture. Oh my God, his profile picture? Damn.
Moments later, worried
Times
onlookers
4.
would witness Darren's truck begin to roll before flipping over completely and disappearing into the raging water.
Oh my God.
Darren's body would be recovered days later, leaving him as one of the 5 victims to fall to this deadly flood.
GG's.
Another chilling final photograph comes from an ex-couple who had been partaking on a hiking trip in the Alabama countryside. 18-year-old Jolie Callan and her boyfriend Lauren Bunner had been separated for some time, but the two decided to head out on one last hike as a chance for them to come to terms with the end of their relationship and hopefully start a new and civil friendship. By this time, Jolie had moved on with someone new and was all set to start college, but she wanted to remove any ill feelings with Lauren as she began this new chapter in her life. Together, the pair traveled up the mountains in Chia State Park, where Bunner would chronicle the entire day on his Instagram page.
Okay.
He posted photos of Jolie walking her dog, as well as just taking in the gorgeous scenery around them, with this shot proving to be incredibly stunning, as it shows just how vast the woods were that surrounded them. Bunner would snap this picture before quickly posting.
The last photos and videos are my favorite types of scary shit. Is that like a genre of YouTube videos? Yo, if you guys can, like, you know what I'm saying, post some recommended videos like this and like scary movies, and then if you're watching this on YouTube, in the comment section, you can join the Discord. The link will be in the bio. I'm getting better at it. The link in the bio, you just click it and you join the NLO family, you know what I'm saying? And then you guys can also recommend horror and scary videos and murder mysteries. I like reacting to this kind of stuff. It's very interesting, you know?
It to Instagram as a way to cherish this memory, his last memory with Jolie.
GG's.
Just moments after taking the picture, Bunner would put his phone down and pull out a handgun.
He blicked his ex on some, if I can't have you, no one can hand you? Oh my
He
God.
had concealed in his pocket. He would then fire one shot in the back of Jolie's head before flipping her around and shooting her once more to seal the deal. He then dragged her body to the edge of the cliff that she was seen here looking over before pushing her off. Bunner was arrested
Oh my God.
that day after turning himself in, as it was clearly an attack done out of jealous rage, as he took exception
Love is
to
crazy?
the fact that
Damn!
Jolie was moving on with her life, leaving him in the past. And it's likely that in this very moment,
Man, to all my brothers out there, I just want to say this. Plot twist facts. Major plot twist. I just want to say this. There is always another person out there for you. You don't need to take your life. And you don't need to kill anyone. I promise you, it will suck in the very beginning, right? You will be heartbroken. We got to deal with the pain. Then we grow. But that doesn't give you the right, because you are feeling hurt, to hurt someone else and to shoot someone else and to kill someone else and then literally push her down a mountain. No amount of twat is worth time in prison for the rest of your life. I'm trying to tell you, this feels like something an insecure and jealous person would do. More than that. Psychotic. Needs to be institutionalized. Needs to be euthanized. Needs to be hung. Bro, that's fucked up. Nah, I thought she was going to trip. Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Jolie had no idea the fate that she was about to meet and the plans that Lauren had for her that afternoon. But of all the final photos...
That was some real emotional shit. I'm not going to lie. Lauren checks out. That's a female last name. Lauren definitely checks out.
Photographs that I found recently, there's one that I find especially chilling.
Selfish? Extremely.
As it just leaves so much to the imagination. On June 6th, 2020, a group of friends had gathered at Frayant County Park to celebrate 46-year-old Biba Henry's birthday. As night started to fall and the party had begun to die down, Biba and her sister, Nicole Smallman, decided to stick around the park and continue the celebration, partying into the early morning hours.
My type of
The
party?
two played music, danced, and waved around fairy lights, enjoying the day as if it was their last. And wanting to document the festivities, the ladies would set up one of their phones and begin photographing themselves. The phone was connected to a clicker that the girls would use to snap over 100 pictures, documenting their night in this dark wooded area.
Definitely not being in the dark wooded area. That's why I don't go camping. I'm straight. I'm good. I don't want to get mauled by a bear. You know what I'm saying? Especially not off-grid camping. That's crazy.
The pictures were a little grainy, and many of which were hard to make out, but it seemed as though the two were having a great time.
Don't tell me someone got
They
strangled.
had been, until this final photograph. It is incredibly blurry and difficult to make anything out, but the context behind it is highly disturbing. Just comparing it to the photograph taken right beforehand, it appears as though both subjects
I got
were
you,
posing for a photo before quickly turning to their left at the same time, almost as if something off camera had caught their attention and even startled them. You can see Nicole Smallman looking to her left and the body of Biba Henry turning that way as well. But besides that, nothing else can really be made out, which makes it all the more bizarre once it's revealed that this would be their last photograph, as the two would be found hours later, having suffered over 30 stab wounds, with their bodies being hidden under nearby brush. The two women had been brutally murdered.
Oh my God.
Following a lengthy investigation,
30?
it would eventually be determined that the two had been attacked that morning by 19-year-old Daniel Hassan and his
Bro, what's going on, bro? Literally, what's going on with the youngins? What's going on with the YNs? He looks Indian, so the YIs, the YCs, the the young curries, the YCs.
motive was incredibly bizarre, as he believed that he had made a deal with the devil, who had told him that if he sacrificed 6 people every 6 months, then he would one day win the Powerball jackpot.
Now, what is the correlation between killing 6 people every 6 months and winning money? Where is the correlation in your head? That just doesn't seem logical in my eyes. Now, I may be, listen, I may be wrong. I'm not the smartest person. I'm not nowhere near the smartest person. Shit, I'm average, if that. But that shit don't make sense. Hell is hot, extremely hot. That shit don't make no type of sense.
Daniel truly believed
I
that
buried
the
your
only
wife in the
thing
woods. What
standing
would you
in the way
do?
of
If a bear is eating my wife in the woods, do I have a gun? Like, am I equipped? If I'm nothing, if I have nothing, and my wife is already getting snacked on, and she's already getting chewed up like a T-bone steak, I'm gonna run. Actually, I'm not gonna run. I'm gonna go into the fetal position because that's what they say to do with bears. You go into the fetal position and that's it. You don't run because it's gonna chase you.
Of him.
There's nothing I can do. You know what I'm saying? What am I gonna do? Grab my canteen? Like what do you expect me to do?
And millions of dollars was the sacrifice of 6 people. And so that's exactly what he tried to do. On the afternoon of Biba Henry's birthday, Daniel had seen their group.
Bears
in
climb
the
trees too
park
facts.
celebrating.
Bears climb, they swim, they can run super fast. Bloodlusted bears, like it's GG's, it's over. Say goodbye. You're going to die. They could take multiple bullets, shots from guns, and still be okay. Not okay, but they say gonna get your ass if you have a pistol and you're shooting it. Yeah. Whatever you have, whatever you bring to camping, guns. So I'm gonna bring a shotgun. And even then, like, is the bear sneaking up on me, or I'm just putting in a situation where my wife is already getting chewed on like some beef jerky? She's a jerky stick. Bro, there's really nothing for me to do. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, if it's already happening, I'm gonna obviously shoot the bear multiple times with a shotgun, right? But I don't. She's already done so. You know what I'm saying? GG, say goodbye.
And when the crowd dispersed,
But I'm gonna fight for my wife, then look into the camera like I'm aura farming. You know what I'm saying? If I'm able to kill the bear and slice its head off for killing my wife, you know what I'm saying, and eating her like some curry, I'm going to take a picture with the bear's head. That was actually very dark. I don't know where that came from. Excuse me for what I just said. I bring a piece of raw meat with a micro bomb in it.
People decided
Facts.
it would be the perfect
Blow it up
chance
insides.
to perform his sacrifice. It was this moment, this final photograph of the two seemingly noticing something on their left.
That's
that
crazy.
They would see their killer for the first time, as Daniel had just emerged from the
For the first time? Don't you mean the only time?
woods, standing just barely out of frame before he began his attack.
That's insane.
In the year and a half since this photo was taken, Daniel has since been
2020? Bro, I swear, like, all these stories have been from 2020.
convicted of both
Besides the 9/11 one.
murders and is set to serve a minimum of 35 years in prison, though I think it's likely that he will remain behind bars for life.
I hope
And though
so.
the story is quite obviously a tragic one, we can at least find some comfort in the fact that Daniel will no longer be able to carry out the remainder of his sacrifices. The internet
Sold his soul
never
for
ceases
nothing.
to amaze me with its disturbing content, as every day new twisted stories are being uncovered. So if this is a series you would like to see more of, then please let me know, as there truly is so much more to dive into.
It ain't no thing to sabotage. It ain't no thing to let it fly. I'm on the way, I'm on my grind. It ain't a crime to get what's mine. And